Alright, here we go. This is a pre-recorded video that I'm just gonna dub over. This is my first try on orange steak, and here I'm just gonna skip both of the first blinds to get the $25 after beating the boss blind and the 1.5 uh, molts on the Joker. I'm doing this. I'd like to do this on checker deck because I think it's pretty easy to beat like the first round or first ante since flushes are so easy to come by. So this is the only deck I have at Orange Steak, um, just because I like flush maxing. And here we get the tarot card, but it's on. Gotta have a debuff timer on it for 5 rounds. I'm gonna take it anyway for the 1.5 until it's gone. And then I'm also gonna take the Faceless Joker, and I'm gonna buy the Chariot just to kind of guarantee that I make it through this ante, so I can have some good Jokers. Since I've already secured the $28, I'm looking good on my economic side of it. My economic policy is good, and I'm gonna get $5 here, discarding the face cards. And then I'm also going to try to play a couple hands here to try to get another face card. And I don't get it here, so I'm going to go ahead and play the flush. And that's going to get me through my first small blind with the second ante. And we're looking good on cash. We don't really... Oh, and yeah, this is where I get the... I forget what the Joker's name is. It's not Constellation. It might be Constellation. But whatever, the one that gives you 0.1 molt every, and then I got the flush Joker that gives you 10 molt for every flush played. So I'm looking good here for a flush setup, and I'm pretty big fan of the Constellation Joker, as it's pretty easy to scale with, and I mean I like buying planet cards. I like buffing the flush, getting that Jupiter out of the pack. And we're going to go through this hand again. We get through it pretty easy. I mean, our Jokers are looking pretty good right now. And I'm going to go ahead and buy another Buffoon pack. And I'm going to take the Queen. I thought about taking the business card here for a second. But then I was like, there's no way this is going to be worth it. The way that my deck's shaping up to be. And I'm going to buy the planet card so that the constellation scales. And now I have the Queen Joker, which will give me 13 molt for every queen I have in hand. And I'm going to go ahead and play around that, since, I mean, the tarot card is going to be debuffed soon, so I'm not going to build around the tarot cards. But again, we easily get through the ante 2 boss, and we go on to our third ante. I'm going to go ahead and purchase the planet pack, just to scale the constellation. We get a Jupiter, which is good for us. Love getting the Flush Max cards. And I'm going to go ahead and buy the Mega Buffoon pack to see what I get. And I get a Card Sharp. And I'm going to go ahead and purchase that. Even though it is got the Orange Steak debuff where it's a rental Joker. It's also permanent. So I'm going to fully commit to buying the Card Sharp as I'm Flush Maxing. And as everyone knows, there's no better card to have when you're maxing a specific hand, such as this kind of deck. And I went ahead and I sold the face Joker, and since I'm gonna have these queens, I'm gonna go ahead and sell the face Joker and just for the option of having that more molt to be multiplied by my constellation and now the card sharp. But we're looking pretty good as we've already made it to ante 3. Getting ready to go on and fight the big blind ante 3. And I'm pretty happy of how our money situation is, as well as our Jokers. And even our planets. We've gotten, I can't remember, we've gotten one flush so far. And that's really allowing us to take it kind of easy and allow us to have this rental Joker that is the card sharp. And in this shop, I buy some arcane packs just to see if I can get the High Priestess to allow the 2 plants to spawn, because that's just 0.2 molt And I don't get it here, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Fool. Maybe I don't use the Fool here. Okay, that's what I did. I used Death to get 2 glass Joker or Jacks. I probably, if this is like a review, I'm watching game film, I probably would have done the Fool to get another planet card in hindsight. But, I mean, maybe a little bit of misplay there, but what can you do? But here we go. We got through the goad pretty easily, and it really didn't give us any trouble. And in this shop, I'm going to go ahead and buy a Buffoon pack just because I'm not super happy with the discard Joker. You know, if you have 0 discards. And I'm going to go ahead, this is another throw. I mean, I just haven't discovered this card. I recently got all the Jokers unlocked, but I haven't discovered them all. So I was thinking about it here, but I'm going to go ahead and sell the, what's it called? Maybe my mouse will hover over it here in a second. Nope. Okay. Well, whatever it is, I decided to sell it just so I could discover this, and I immediately sell it for the ice cream, and just have that kind of, I think it's never a bad idea to kind of stack your deck prematurely, just in case you run into some problem, and that's what the ice cream is doing here, which it allows us to easily clear the small blind. And I mean, we're gonna have to be on the lookout for another Joker now that we have ice cream. But I'm gonna go ahead and buy the Earth, and I saw there that we had the Eye, so I'm glad we're gonna get it out of the way before we get into those upper echelon of chip amounts. The 200,000 and up like that. That makes flush maxing a little hard. So I mean, you love to see an anti-4 eye boss blind. But we go ahead and clear the big blind without any problem. And, we're still looking for something to replace the ice cream. We're still buying planet cards to scale the constellation. So I'm gonna, and then we get our second flush, or our second Jupiter there. So we get kind of a double whammy for both scaling the constellation and as well as getting the flush base chips up there. But we're going to go ahead and play our flush, and we get 1,000 off of the chip requirement. And I probably should have, hindsight here, I should have kept the gold 2, and just played the 3 pair, because I mean, I would have cleared it very easily just with the 3 of a kind, to just give me some more money, kind of pay for the rental Joker on that. But we still have $50, so we're looking good. And I'm going to go ahead and use Temperance here to get the $60 and go into the small blind. And we still have the ice cream, so we're still looking to replace that. And we could also replace the, it's not the Droll Joker. I don't really know those Jokers by name. The one that gives you plus 10 molt for every time you play a flush. That's only 10 molt, so I mean, we're looking to replace that if we can. So this next flush, and this is gonna get us there with the card sharp and the 2 queens in our hand. And right here, I'm thinking we're looking pretty good. We got 74,000 on anti-5, so we're gonna go ahead and open up another planet pack to scale constellation. We're gonna open up the arcane pack. And I'm going to get the High Priestess here to get the 0.2 molt added to Constellation. Neither were Jupiter, so weren't able to scale the flush. And we're going to go into our big blind here. I'm going to play the immediate flush. We're going to get 13 molt for the queen. And we're still looking to replace the 10 molt from the flush Joker. I guess I could look it up real quick. I feel bad for calling him just to keep calling him the Flush Joker, because I don't think that's his name. We're gonna buy the Earth here, scale it, and we get Riff Raff here. I think about trying to buy the riffraff to get rid of the ice cream and maybe get rid of. I'm looking up the name right now. It is the Droll Joker. Okay, the Droll Joker. So I knew his name. I just couldn't identify it. I thought about Ryan Riffraff there. But we're gonna go into the plant, and we're not high card or not high card, but face card maxing. We're flush maxing. The best way to do it, and we're gonna get through this one pretty easily. We have to work around a little bit of the debuffs for the king, but we get through it. And we're on to ante 6 here. And I'm not real proud of what we have up at the Joker slot at this moment, since our ice cream is around like 35 chips right now, and I'm desperately looking for something to replace the two center jokers, left center and center, the Droll and the ice cream. And I'm even gonna reroll a couple times here. I think I reroll once more here, yeah. And I finally find To the Moon, and I get or the Space Joker. To the Moon's the stock one, I think. And I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna sell the ice cream since we're not looking real great on our current chips at that moment, and we're gonna try to buff the flush since we're flush maxing, and we can hopefully get this flush to be a higher hand. But we don't get it this this round, I mean. And we're still looking to replace the Droll Joker. We're going to buy the high card here, the scale, and we're going to buy both Celestial Packs. And we get Jupiter here, so we get a flush at level 5 now. Looking pretty good. And I reroll once. I'm pretty desperate because I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna get beat by not being able to scale this hard enough. Which I don't know. And I misplay here. I play a straight flush, so it's gonna take me an extra turn before card sharp comes into a factor. I hate how that works sometimes. When you play a higher hand than what you really want to play, it kind of backfires a little bit, like in that situation. Even though you just want to play a flush, but you play a straight flush, or you're trying to play a flush, or there's a flush 5 or something like that. And here is where I get the Supernova, and I go ahead and sell the Droll Joker since it's just such a better upgrade, 2.5 times better. And I'm going to go ahead and buy another Temperance here. I still have the World Tarot card in my hand, just because I was a little unsure that I would run into an issue where I'd be on hand 5, or like the last hand, and not have the cards to make a flush, which is a very real problem to have if you're flush maxing. If you can't make a flush, you don't really have anything to work with. But we're going to go ahead and get through the Psychic pretty easily here. And our Space Joker levels up the flush, which is big. And we go on to ante 7. I look for the blind here, and it was the water. And I was pretty confident that I could make it flush without any discards if I had to play like a high card or whatever. But I didn't feel like this was a necessity to have, and I felt pretty confident in the final boss being able to beat him. But I'm gonna go ahead and sell the World here. Just I don't feel like it's necessary. I think I've decided I don't need it. So I go ahead and sell it, and because I'm looking to try to get a High Priestess that'll give me 2 planet cards to work with, and that can't work if you already have a spade, or not a spade, World Tarot card in there. In the small blind, we get a Space Joker to level up the flush again, which is big, and I'm going to try to make another flush here while keeping the queens, and I am able to do it. I think, looking back on it, I think I should have kept the 2 there, maybe. Um, since I think it would give me like 5 more molt than the 13 molt. I think it would have given me like 18 molt, maybe. I might be lying. Queen might have been the play. But whatever the case, I think maybe I did play that right. But anyway, I got through it, and we're on to the big blind. I go ahead and sell the Space Joker here and buy the Ramen to give me the extra multiplication on the mult. Which, because Space Joker is not going to help you beat a big blind come down the road. And I felt like times 2 mult was a pretty good thing to have. And as you can see, I'm making big steps towards the card or the chip count. I go ahead and buy another Celestial Pack here to keep buffing the Constellation Joker and buy the other tarot card, and I see that I have High Priestess, and I'm able to cash in both of those for an extra 0.2. And at this point, it's at 3 molt, the Constellation is, so it's equal to a card sharp without having to play a previous hand or two hands. So it's looking pretty good. And as you can see, 105,000 back to back, and then with the card shop added, we get very easily over the card chip amount needed. And now the big reveal is if we can beat the blind, and we can, as it's just the Amber Acorn, which flips and shuffles the jokers, which very easy thing to combat. You don't really need any special skills. You just gotta play a hand and watch what each cards do, and you can kind of shuffle them how you need to get the win. So I think at this point I'm pretty confident that we're gonna win the whole thing. This is my first run on Orange Stake, so I was, it's a little anticlimactic because you look at this hand or this poker or this Joker deck that we got lined up, the Joker slots that we got on bat to beat up Orange Stake, and at a face value, I feel like it's very easily beaten, and I think even in some red stake things like that, it could have been beaten if we had gotten a later eye big blind. Maybe the eye was at ante 7. I think that would have caused some serious trouble. But we go on to the big blind for ante 8, and we clear it easily, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to make it. Nothing really is bothering me. I'm going to buy another Celestial Pack, get a Jupiter, so we get a flush at level 11, which is big. Buy the Arcane Pack, see what we get. We get High Priestess, and we get another Jupiter out of High Priestess. It was just meant to be. And I go into the big blind, or the boss blind, feeling pretty confident of what I'm going to do. Flush level 12, we play it. And here's the fun part. You just got to watch what they did and move them around so that the mult's where they need to be. I didn't do it totally correctly. I think I put Constellation. No, I didn't put Constellation. I think I did it all right. No, I guess I should have had Card Sharp. I put Card Sharp in the middle where it should have been right center. But we win, and comparatively to the purple stake, or yellow stake, whichever. No, this is yellow stake. It's a little confusing, guys. Not confusing, but colors are hard, and whatever. But yeah, that's a win.